Welcome back to Joe and Di's Allotment and Kitchen Garden channel. What we're going to do today is we're going to make a butternut squash and pumpkin curry. So one way we sort of preserve some of our crop for using later on is to make huge batches of food like a bolognese sauce or a curry, and then we freeze it in batches, which means we can carry on using it for sort of months to come. So the first step would be for me to actually peel, cube and steam the pumpkin and butternut squash, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what we do next. There's the butternut squash peeled and de-seeded. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of compostable material already, but that'll keep the compost worms happy for a little while. So I've just chopped the pumpkin in half, so we'll clean that up next. But I think we'll keep the seeds as well to dry out, wash them and roast them and make a nice little snack. So yeah, so I'll clean this up. I'll peel this next and chop it up. So that's the pumpkin and butternut squash all peeled and cleaned up. So the next thing is to get rid of all this stuff in the compost bin. And we've got some pumpkin seeds which we can clean up and roast later. So what I'll do is I'll cube that next and steam it and mash it. So we've cooked down the pumpkin and butternut squash now. That's ended up as 8 cups of butternut squash and pumpkin. Chopped up 2 large carrots, 1 red pepper, 2 large red onions and 6 cloves of garlic. And the recipe includes 500 grams of passata, but we've got a lot of tomatoes at the moment, so I've just used our own tomatoes. There's 500 grams in there. And then it's the spices, but everyone's got their own sort of preference on spices for curry, obviously. But we've got 2 teaspoons of turmeric, coriander, ginger, masala, and 2 tablespoons of curry powder. As I said, you can use whatever you want, but I'll put this in the description and on a title card somewhere in the vlog as well. But yeah, and then salt and pepper to taste. That's obviously to taste as well. So yeah, and got a little bit of coriander and perpetual spinach, which I'll add just at the end when it's nearly fully cooked, just to give it a bit more flavour. So yeah, so the first thing would be to saute the garlic, carrots, peppers and onions. So this the onions, pepper, carrot and garlic's been sauteing away now for about 5-10 minutes maybe. They're nice and soft now. So what I'll do is I'll add all the spices in there now. Give that a good stir. Let that amalgamate into the mixture for a little while before we add anything else. So let that cook again for another 4 or 5 minutes before we add anything else. So that's been absorbing the flavours for a while. So I'll add the 8 cups of pumpkin in there next. And 500 grams of tomatoes. Give that a good stir and let that cook away for a little while now to merge all the flavours together. So that's cooked down quite well now. Added 1 cup of soya milk and it's thickened up quite nicely now. So the final 2 things I'm going to add is a cup of peas, and some coriander and spinach. Give that a stir. Gives it a bit of a nicer colour actually, a bit of green in there now. And it smells lovely now actually. So we'll let that cook down nicely now, and we'll have that with some rice tonight, and then whatever's left over we'll freeze into batches and put in the freezer, so we've got a nice quick meal later on when we need it. So it's all cooked up now, served on a nice bed of rice with a glass of freshly squeezed grape juice. So let's give it a little taste. Nice and creamy, quite spicy actually. But if you don't like the spicy, obviously you can reduce the spice to your own level of taste. So yeah, hope you have a go. Give it a go, give it a try. Good way of using up some butternut, squash and pumpkin. And I think we've got about 3 batches to also freeze as well out of that really. So we can freeze those up and enjoy those later on in the year. So yeah, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it. If you give it a try and enjoy it. Leave us a comment if you do try it and tell us if you like it or how you altered it slightly. And if you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please use the subscribe button at the bottom. We'll be doing a lot more recipes in the coming weeks. Thank you very much for watching.